It's me, Renee. I'm back, and as you can see, these are some recent favorites of mine. So I suppose it's just three books, but yeah, it's three books I've very much enjoyed. So yeah, um, and I'm going to talk a bit about them in depth. And yeah, first off, we have The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Belthor. So this is cheating. It's not cheating. I listened to it on audiobook back in April, and I recently bought it in paperback. So I haven't not read it in paperback, but I have read the book. So yeah, and yeah, it's an Alexandra Belfer book, so I already knew I was gonna enjoy it because I've loved her other three books. But honestly, Alexandra Belfer, I think she must have been, I don't know, walking on a cloud or something, because this book is her other book's quality times a million. It is amazing. It has the same kind of great relationship that the other two books have. Three books have. Uh, but this one is set in the book world, which, yeah, quite fun. I mean, bookshop, you gotta love that. It has high society people, which is quite fun to like, yeah, be around that. I mean, just the characters in this one, it's amazing. It has lost love. It has the main couple is fake dating or like fake fiance farce. So I suppose you gotta get that. But pretty soon they go for faking it to being really in love, and yeah, it's just an amazing read. It is, yeah, I want to say one of my all-time favorites, and yeah, everyone needs to read it. Absolutely needs to. I suppose also, yeah, just a little tidbit in case you're one of those people who don't really like that much sex scenes, or if you don't like, if you prefer the romance that's not well, a romance book that's not sex filled, try this book because it has sex scenes, but there's not a lot of them. So yeah, for me, I can do both. Like books with lots of sex scenes, nice. Books with few, also good. And this one, yeah, it's just it has an amazing love story. You have both POVs. I can't mention this because lately I kind of picked up some romance books where you just have one POV, and I don't know. I feel like you kind of have to have the POV of both characters, or else it kind of, I don't know. It doesn't really feel. You don't. I mean, because if you have the POV of both people, you kind of you see them both falling in love, and they're both you see it from both perspectives. I mean, POV. But yeah, I feel like it just kind of has a much bigger impact when you have both POVs, not just one POV. And yeah, the fiance farce, amazing cover. The story is just as amazing as the cover, maybe more. I suppose. I think most people, when they see the cover, kind of think like, "Oh, gorgeous." But in case you don't feel it's gorgeous, uh, it's a gorgeous, amazing story. You need to read it. If you love books about books, if you love fake dating, if you love love stories, if you like love stories, if you like to laugh, this is the book for you. You need to check it out, okay? In case you haven't, you need to like stop this video and order this from your library or find it online somewhere because you need it. You need to own this. I mean, you have to read. Sorry, you don't need to own it, but you have to read it. It will enrich your life. It is amazing. Yeah. So 4 minutes about one book, but yeah, it is amazing book. And yeah, I suppose in case you're curious, because Alexandria Belfer audiobooks has been companion series. This mentions one of the people from the companion series, but mainly it's a standalone book. I suppose we don't know. Maybe in the future she'll write more books in this universe. I mean, could happen. But as of right now, it's a standalone. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it's standalone. So yeah, so you know that. Then I read The Ultimate Book of Heroic Failures by Stephen Pyle. I read it. I think this was probably the book I read the long. Well, sorry, I think I read this one and then this one and then the other book. Yeah, but I read this maybe like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, and I read the other one 4 weeks ago. But yeah, so I suppose yeah. Uh, kind of accidentally. I'm going in order by when I read them, but yeah. Anyway, this is a non-fiction book, as you might have guessed. But yeah, so the tagline is "Forget success. Doing something badly requires vision, originality, and genius." And yeah, so this is just kind of anecdotes. Yeah, I would say it's anecdotes because all of these are kind of like, it's not just like they just don't just kind of mention like John Smith is the guy who has lost the lottery the most times. So it's not just one line. I'm mentioning this because I just read another book that's kind of similar vein where it's just like one line, one like fun fact. No, this is more anecdotes. So like it has a line of like what the person did that was wrong, and then about like the how and the why. And yeah, it's just so funny. It's about stories around the world, I would say, but I would say it's mainly focused around UK and Australia. But still, yeah, it is a great book. So yeah, in case you don't really know, like, don't really get the thing, so it's all about anecdotes about people failing. So most of the times you hear about uh, people uh, doing good things. This is a book about old people, about people feeling. Because you might think like, isn't that depressing? No, it's very funny because like one time there's this anecdote about a guy who he was robbed, and then like first he was robbed by someone, and he said like, I said like he gave him them his wallet, and I said like, give me my wallet back, and the robber gave him his wallet back, and he also got like a few more money because Robert gave him some more money because he was just startled. So yeah, the most failed robbery probably that time. So yeah, I mean, that's just hilarious, really. Yeah, most of these are very hilarious. They're put into different categories: Law and Order, New World Records, Sporting Life, Working with Animals. So yeah, lots of different stuff. And yeah, it's just so funny. It's a great book if you want to laugh, if you need a laugh, because yeah, I mean, I dare you to pick up this book and not laugh once. I dare you, or you will not. It will not happen. I suppose maybe you're one of those people who don't laugh when you read books, but you will at least like, it will at least make you smile because this one, yeah, uh, lots and lots of craziness. And also at the very end, you have like so to say like collection of quotes. One of them being uh, I think this one is kind of more like well known. No, I'm gonna go with another one because it's not well known. The Americans have need of the telephone, but we do not. We have plenty of messenger boys. So William Priest, British Post Office, 1876. So yeah, he said like, we don't need phones in the UK. I mean, it's just so funny. So yeah, if you need a book to cheer you up, if you need a book to give you a good laugh, check out this book. And also, I suppose, also a book to marvel at because some of the things in this one is like, how did this happen? And yeah, it's just very funny. And yeah, I would say like, if you want a book to laugh, if you want a book to just like, I suppose also like, if you need a book that you have to pick up now and then, but you have to you can easily put down, I would say check this one because it's a non-fiction book, so you can just read one paragraph and then stop. It's not like a narrative to it really, except like the categories, but still. Yeah, the ultimate book of heroic failures. Also, in case you don't know, this is actually like this second, third or something in a sort of like part in a series of books. This one came out in 20 I want to say 2011. So I suppose it doesn't like have the last 10 years of heroic failures, but still it has many years of yeah, very fun anecdotes and happenings. So yeah, definitely a book that people need to buy as well, or read as well. You don't have to buy it, but you have to read it. It's amazing. It's a must read. Must read. And then last but not least, I finished this one last weekend. Not yesterday, but like the weekend before that. It is a book that I've heard about from everyone and the mom, more or less. I feel like it's been out for a few years now. Came out in 2020 actually. But yeah, I started reading it and then I end up finishing it on audiobook because I've end up wanting to like listen to the audiobook and like do some knitting. Uh, the book is A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. And yeah, everyone and the mom has been raving about this one for years. I feel like ever since it came out, really. And yeah, it's one of those times instances where I mean, it deserves all the hype it gets. It has a lot of hype. I mean, it deserves it. It's so good. Though I would say like one caveat because I heard people talk about this one as like a cozy fantasy, and I feel like, yeah, I'm not really sure how do you define cozy fantasy because I mean, yes, it's cozy in some ways, but like there's a villain. Well, there's several villains, but I would say one of the villains he's very creepy and very scary. I don't know. In my mind, I feel like you can't really have something be cozy if it's have like a very creepy villain. Like if it has a villain and like because of that villain has some scenes where you're like being like, oh my god, this is so scary. I might get nightmares. If it has those kinds of scenes in it, would you call it cozy? Uh, I'm not sure. Like I suppose maybe cozy is just like I suppose yeah, it is kind of like I suppose it is 90% cozy and then some parts because the villain is not there all the time. But still, I'm not really sure because even though yeah, the villain is just 10% there, he still kind of has like a sense of the whole book. But yeah, anyway, it though I mean I suppose if you haven't heard about that this is about, it's all about Mona. She's a baker. She bakes for her aunt. Her parents are dead. She bakes for her aunt, and the world she lives in has wizards and magic and to do those kinds of stuff. Uh, in her um, in her village, there aren't that many wizards, but there are some of them. And then pretty early on, some wizards are getting tracked down and killed. So and also like yeah, it's persecution. So does that make it cozy? I don't know. Uh, but yeah, Mona she ends up learning to defend herself by using her magic, which is magic by sourdough. Like she has magic, uh, like while baking, like within the baking universe. I would say baking universe. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, and yeah, I would say. I mean, have you ever read a book where like the weapon is bread? No, I don't think you ever had, and it's just so original and so good. And I love it has great dialogue, great characters, great story. It's just amazing in all the words, in all the ways, and yeah, a definite must read. You have to check it out. If you're a fantasy lover, if you just uh, like to try a fantasy book, I mean, I suppose maybe it looks big, but like it's just like 250 pages, so it's not a big book anyway. Like it's not like big commitment. It's fantasy, yeah. It's not. It's high fantasy, I would say, in the way that it's not uh because it's not in our world. But at the same time, it's not like a huge world to get into. Like you kind of understand the rules and whatnot pretty soon, pretty fast. And yeah, A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. You need to read it. It is as amazing as everyone says. It's a must read. Must read. Take it put it up on your TBR now. Now. And yeah, so that's my little pile of recent favorite reads. And yeah, if you have read any of these and want to talk to me about those, if you have other books like them you want to recommend me, if you have any favorite reads yourself, tell me and talk to me in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.